Hi, I'm Mason Call. This is my 2018-2019 Life Year Application video. To start, I'm just going to read John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. So looking at verses 1 through 2, we see that Jesus is the Word, and that Jesus has been with God since the beginning. But more importantly, we learn that Jesus is eternal and that Jesus is God, and that references to the Trinity, in which they are the same, but they are also different. And so we have this eternal God, which makes sense for verse 3, in which it explains that God is this awesome creator in which he creates everything, and that if he hadn't created nothing, it would have existed anyways, which is cool because it makes sense with Aquinas' first cause, in which everything that exists has a first cause, but from a scientific view there really isn't a first cause. However, that first cause is God, because God has always existed, so he didn't need a first cause, and so he was able to create everything, and everything that followed that as well. And then looking at verses 4 and 5, it says that in him was life, and that life was light of men. The light shines in the darkness does not overcome it. So that life that went up for the cross for us is the same exact light that has been there ever since the beginning, has always been there, and will always be there for us as well, which is really, really cool, and shows how intentional God was with his planning and his timing. And then that light has never been overcome by the darkness, and that light has always been eternal as well. And so we learned that it never has been overcome, and it never will be overcome, which is really, really encouraging. And so I think the main point, verses 1 through 5, is kind of show that intentionality and power of God, in the sense that we have this God who from the beginning has existed in three different forms in the Trinity. However, is so intentional with that, was so intentional with creation, is so intentional with that light that was the light of men that saved us all, has always existed and always will exist. I think that's really, really encouraging. It's something I want to bring to the group, in the sense that, why should we be afraid to do anything? Why should we, back down from, challenges, when we have this God who literally has never been overcome by anything, and that literally came from the grave, and that has been so intentional with us since the very, very beginning. There's no reason for fear in that sense, and that that's something I try to apply every day in my life, in the sense of, going to other countries and leading small groups, and, just kind of being a Christian in everyday kind of college setting can be a hard thing. However, there's no reason for us to kind of back down from that challenge. And so it's something I really want to bring to the group, and kind of encourage, those guys and girls that are in there, that we have this awesome, super intentional God that supports us. So yeah, thank you guys.